What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on DotaFanTV, where today we'll be looking at the series between Team OG and Team HellBear Smasher, the Tomato Boys. Let's go. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is actually Team HellBear Smasher. Actually, for those who don't know, they are from the lower division last year, where they finished, I think they finished first or second, I can't really remember, and they got promoted and eventually come to the first division to play against the big boys. But they haven't really win any series yet. So far they lost all three. First against Team Secret, and then against Teams Tundra Esport, and eventually against Team OG yesterday night. To be fair to them, I think they played very well. They kind of have the right mindset because they seems to go into the game with a plan, most from the game that we have seen, right? So maybe I can just show it here. All right, so we can see that in the first game and in the third game, right, they actually pick Invoker as their first pick, which kind of show me that they are confident with the draft. They want to force opponent to play their game. They go into games with a certain plan, which is very commendable. I think as a relatively smaller team, or maybe not as strong, that is the way that you want to go into it. Have a few strategy in mind and then just go straight into it. So that is why I felt like they play with a lot of confidence as well. It feels like the draft kind of are what they are comfortable with. In the first game, like we see here, right, they actually have the lead in the beginning. Quite good lead as well. They're winning, and bear in mind the opponent actually have a off-lane alchemist, so even with that they have a good what do you call it, about 4k lead or something like that, which is quite huge actually for HellBear Smasher. So with that kind of lead, they don't sit back and relax and all those things. They know they are strong. They actually invade the triangle. They actually try to play aggressive against this alchemist. They don't he won't come online as quickly. So that is the good part from them. Although they lost the game at the end of the day, I felt like there are a lot of positive they can take away from this team. Maybe in the third game, if we look at it again, they got a little bit outdrafted, so that is why they lost eventually. But I don't think they play badly at all. I think they truly deserve to be in the first division, at least for now. But having to say that, they have to start picking up result, right? If we look at the table again, so as we can see here, they're bottom of the table, with three teams tied at the 5th place with the score 1-2. Not too far away actually. They just have to win one of a game, and it is, I understand it is super difficult for them to play against Team Secret, Team OG. Both the series, they are able to get one game off their opponent. Even the one against Tundra Esport, they are able to get one game each. But they have to start, at least win one of these big boys if they want to stay in the first division. On the other hand, Team OG, oh boy, what can I say about them? Where do I start, man? I think this is a must-win series for them. They lost to Team Alliance. They beat Team Bram, and they beat Team right now Team HellBear Smasher. I say it's a must-win for them because the first DPC season wasn't too great for them. That is why, it wasn't too great. They finished 5th in the league. They didn't manage to go to the major. They didn't get any points from the major, DPC points, and then in the first season, they finished 5th, so the points from DPC also not that much. So that is why eventually they decided they needed some roster change. They bring back Anna and replace Mid-1, and that is what we see Anna is able to do in the first game. I think the first game is the most decisive one in this particular series, because it is the closest among the 3 games, right? So if we look at the graph, it is really close, and if we look at the player net worth, this is kind of where I see Ana is very different from a lot of other carry, especially when we compare, since they are in the same team, especially when we compare to when Mid-1 was in Team OG. What I'm trying to say is, in this game, I really think it was just Ana solo carrying the game. he played a lot of the team fight very, very well. Of course, you have No Tail behind him, supporting him, with the Oracle ulti, and he gets the Alchemist Scepter and all those things given to him, and that's how he's able to fight and be so strong in a lot of this fight. But as we have seen, right, not all the carry are able to do this. We've seen Mid One tried it. I'm not trying to flame Mid One, but it's just very different play style. Mid One is more like the person that wants to cause the chaos, want to create space for other player, but Ana is the player that take the space. The way Ana play a lot of this fight, right, I feel like if you just look at this graph again, up until like even the 25th minute mark or whatever, Team HellBear Smasher is actually winning, right? So, but eventually in a lot of this team fight, right, although HellBear Smasher is a stronger team, OG somehow at the end of a fight can still pull it back and just make it even in terms of those fight. And if you have this long drawn out fight where teams are even and the opponent carry as a slug is not dying, it benefits him a lot with all the stacks that you get, right? And yeah, I'm just trying to say that the way that they play this is really, really good from Team OG, and especially Ana, the way he literally solo carry, literally 1v5 a lot of the time. He just fucking jump in and be a fucking beast for the team. Yeah, so that is the biggest difference. That is the reason they want to bring back Ana, and that is the carry that they most comfortable playing with, because the way OG want to play is they want to give all the resources to one hero and let the hero carry them, and Ana is the kind of player that, you know, can do that. Literally entire team net worth is into him. Yeah, I don't know whether, but this strategy that OG is running, where Sap offlane Alchemist, what the hell you have? Anyway, I wanted to say they let Sap Alchemist offlane, right? It is not the first time that they are running it. It is quite an old strategy. I don't know why they're recycling this kind of strategy. In the end, eventually it work out for them, but I won't say it's very convincing. You know, as you can see in this graph, the win probability is probably like what, 80% in favor of a HellBear Smasher in the highest point. So it wasn't the most convincing way. I'm just wondering if Team OG is actually saving some kind of strategy to use against bigger team, like Team Secret or Team Liquid or something like that, because again, like I said, it wasn't the most convincing win at the end of the day. In the first game, it's basically Ana carried, and then if you look at the second game they lost, and then the third game, it was basically just they outdraft HellBear Smasher a lot. If you look at the graph, they didn't really stand a chance from HellBear Smasher, simply because this anti-mage, Ana anti-mage, is uncontrollable. They don't really have a lot of lockdown. The only one they have is Underlord, and that also anti-mage can just manta dodge it to purge it away. And then once anti-mage blink into Invoker or blink into Arc Warden, just fucking smash with the illusion, one ulti, and it is KO already to this core. So isn't much, I would say, that that HellBear Smasher could do. It was just outdrafted. There is a very huge Roche fight where it really, really got me worried as an OG fan. I really thought they're gonna lose the series. I think it was here where they just pull. It was just even at that point, but it really, really feels like very dangerous point for Team OG. But they eventually just take one good fight, and then, you know, everything got turned around already, simply because how in their favor the draft is. There is one other thing I wanted to highlight from this series as well, is the huge shortcoming of OG, I would say. So I think in one of the previous video I did talk about like how I think Team Secret is the team that want to build a lot of momentum from their laning stage. They want to build from 2k lead, proceed to 3, 4, 5k lead, and then eventually sometimes you see in some game like 15 minutes they got 5k lead already. Like, what the fuck? Like that is almost every game. Like every game they are just playing from the front and trying to choke down and pressure down the opponent. But I would want to say Team OG is actually the complete reverse of that. What I mean by that is they seem to always lose the lane, I would say, or at best go even, right? So if we see in game one, right? If we see the scoreboard, like I have already mentioned, they are losing so like 4-5K goal, although they have an alchemist in the team, and that is not a very good sign. Like I said, if HellBear Smasher is a better team, no disrespect to them, if it's a Team Secret, Team Liquid, Team Alliance, this game, I think it won't go this way. It will just be a HellBear Smasher win, or maybe a Radiant win if it's not them. And then even in the game that they lost, I think something that shocked me the most was when I look at the net worth and all those things, right? In the second game, yeah, within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they are down by a 3K, 4K goal already. I was like, wow, this is damn crazy, man. Eventually, they just lost the game in 30 minutes. Like, the Wraith King just got free farm. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know whether it is part of their strat. I mean, it has to be part of their strat. But if you ask me in that strat, what is the weakness? It is definitely in the laning stage that they have to. They are losing too many of the laning stage. When they win TI, right? I don't think they. I think in some of the you can't win them all. There are some games that they lose in the laning stage, but there are also a lot of games when they win laning stage. But right now, I look at OG, I just I can't remember a lot of games where they come out of the laning stage with a huge ass lead and then they just choke down the opponent. It's not like Team Secret, you know. So that is the thing that I fear the most for Team OG, if I'm honest. So that is it for today. I think I should see you all again next time in another video. Bye bye.